Crash! A loud noise rang out and I immediately rushed to the living room. There, I found my mother-in-law Abigail, breaking dishes. My name is Sophia. I live with my husband William. We met in college, dated through our student years, and got married a little while after graduation. We rented an apartment for just the two of us, but Abigail often came over uninvited. Abigail, what are you doing? Yet again, she had shown up without warning, and for some reason she was smashing our plates. I made her stop and asked why. These cheap dishes aren't fit for a meal. That was her explanation? Breaking our plates for that reason? It's our business what kind of plates we use, isn't it? But Abigail insisted that the kind of plates we used revealed our financial situation. It seemed like Abigail was eager to label me as poor. Sure, I didn't come from a wealthy family, but that doesn't mean I should be looked down upon. What's with that look? You got a problem? Abigail openly showed her anger towards me. Once I had tried to stand up to her and had received a lecture lasting over 3 hours, so now I couldn't bring myself to confront her. In the end, we settled it by agreeing to buy better plates. Is that what happened? While cleaning up the broken plates, my husband William came home. William usually takes my side, even he thinks Abigail's behavior is out of line. Yet, he can't stand up to her either. Abigail had been a strict person since he was young, and it got worse after his father passed away. I wonder if the family gathering next weekend will be alright. I hope Mom doesn't go overboard. Yes, a family gathering is planned for next weekend at my in-laws' house. We are worried that Abigail might give us a hard time there too. So that's how we went into the family gathering full of apprehension. Welcome, you poor thing. As expected, Abigail threw those words at me as soon as I arrived. The family gathering had just begun, and let me tell you, Abigail was out for blood. She went on and on about how poor people like me have no basic table manners or any sense of proper dining etiquette. She made it her mission to embarrass me in front of everyone. William tried to come to my defense, but Abigail wasn't having any of it. She continued her verbal assault. There I was at my in-laws' family gathering, still on the receiving end of Abigail's nastiness. What a poor woman she is. The moment she said this, the room went silent, and it felt like my mother-in-law had lost it all. I had had enough. I stood up in the middle of the family gathering. Everyone looked shocked. Abigail was quick to speak. Sophia, where do you think you're going? We're in the middle of a family gathering. Hearing this, my irritation reached its peak. I finally snapped back at her. I can't dine with someone as uncouth as you, Abigail. The room buzzed with whispers. Abigail's face turned beet red. She then loudly berated me. How dare you? You're just my son's wife. How insolent. Family members tried to calm her down, but Abigail was unstoppable. Clearly, my defiance had struck a nerve. William also looked visibly disgruntled by her behavior. Being the wife of my son means you're here to be harassed by me, especially when you're poor. It's unthinkable to stand up to me. Abigail seemed to be living in her own world, pushing her so-called common sense onto everyone else. I thought just because it's your common sense doesn't mean it's everyone else's, you know. It's pretty telling how she's lived her life, if she can't even understand that simple fact. As I was getting ready to leave, Abigail tried to stop me. Wait, you can't do. I'm not done making you miserable. Is she serious? Even in this situation, she still wants to continue tormenting me? She is so insensitive that it's gone beyond infuriating, it's downright baffling. Family members tried to rein in the irate Abigail, but she wouldn't stop. Then Abigail, as if she had done nothing wrong, blurted out, Come on, she's a gold digger who married William. A thief. So anything goes, right? A thief? Me? What on earth is she accusing me of? When did I ever steal from her? To call someone poor and then to label them a thief, she is truly a rude person. Apparently, Abigail sensed my discontent and let me have it again. What's that look for? Don't joke with me. You call me vulgar and then act like you're the victim? I mean, if it's vulgar, it's vulgar. The way she openly demeans people in a room full of family? What else would you call it? Even now, some of our relatives tried to calm Abigail down, but she showed no signs of stopping. In fact, she was berating those trying to stop her. It's no wonder the relatives are starting to get fed up. You, the poor one, give William back. You're the reason he left. As Abigail ranted, she seemed to increasingly blame me for her grievances. She seemed to think it's my fault that William left. Mom, that's an unfair accusation. William tried to refute her, but Abigail wasn't listening. You're being deceived by her. She's gonna take everything from you. If William himself is denying it and she's still not listening, then there is really nothing that can be done. Enough is enough. A loud voice cut through. I turned to see it was one of the relatives. They seemed quite angry that Abigail had ruined what was supposed to be a pleasant family gathering. Even after being scolded, Abigail wasn't backing down. Why am I the one getting blamed at? She's the bad one. This irrational grudge is getting tiresome. It's not like I did anything wrong. The relatives continued. By any logic, you're the one at fault for causing this chaos. Yeah, exactly. I felt comforted as more people began to side with me. Even Abigail seemed to start feeling cornered. What's wrong with you all? I'm not the bad one. Do you understand the pain of having your son taken away? But we have been saying it's not like that. Wouldn't clinging to your parents' home even in your 40s and 50s be more troubling? It's about time you understood that eventually everyone has to leave the nest. Finally, the relatives spoke in unison. Get out! You're ruining this. They tried to eject Abigail from the family gathering. I hadn't wanted it to go this far, but it seems they couldn't tolerate her ruining the long-awaited reunion. The look on everyone's faces was one of sheer anger. Certainly taken aback, Abigail started saying some unbelievable things. Enough already, William. Divorce this woman right away. Whoa, what? How did divorce suddenly become the topic? She's the one in the wrong, and yet she is directing malice towards us? She really should stop. It's because of a woman like her that everyone's mad at me. She's the root of all of this. She brings bad luck. Now she's calling me a bringer of bad luck. How many derogatory terms does she have in her vocabulary? I'm starting to get curious. But honestly, listening to any more of this will just make me angry. I have got to put a stop to this soon. Abigail, just give it up. You better leave before you make things worse. As soon as I said that, Abigail started yelling again. What? This is my house. You should be the one to leave. You never should have married William. Divorce him. At this point, there is no room for constructive dialogue. That's what I thought. I really didn't want to do this, but I have no other option. After confirming with William and getting his permission, I revealed a secret to Abigail. All right, Abigail, I'm going to stop the monthly payments to your family. Are you okay with that? The room went dead silent for a moment. Huh? Finally, Abigail murmured, clearly not understanding what I was saying. What? The payment? Isn't that something William is handling? You have no right to interfere. Abigail seemed to be misunderstanding. The truth is, it was not William, but me, who had been sending money to the family each month. I own a couple of small businesses, you see. The profits from those are what I have been sending to you, but after today, I can't let your behavior slide, so the payments stop. Upon hearing this, Abigail's face quickly turned pale. Her face has gone from red to pale. She's having a busy day, isn't she? Wait, no one told me about this. You've been sending money? What about William's job? Turns out, Abigail didn't even know that William had quit his job a while back to focus on housework. Focusing on harassing me, she didn't even know about her own son's situation. Beyond disbelief, it's just pitiful. Seems like Abigail realized she's in hot water and started asking William for help. William, do something, convince this woman. Abigail clung to William, but William pushed her away.
Mom, you've been rude to Sophia, considering all that's happened. Isn't this kind of deserved?
William seemed quite angry about how I had been treated until now. Perhaps hurt by her son's defiance, Abigail began to cry. Don't say that. Convince Sophia for me. No matter what she said, William's answer was no. He had already warned Abigail repeatedly not to mistreat me, but she never listened. Only asking for help when you are in a tight spot won't fly. Then Abigail started asking their relatives at the venue for help. Everyone, did you hear that? This strict daughter-in-law will stop sending me money. I won't be able to make ends meet. Isn't that awful? Desperate times call for desperate measures, it seems. It's a display of tenacity. However, just like William, the relative said, "It's your own fault, you're responsible," and didn't take Abigail's side. Abigail looked desperate, but she still had the energy to angrily retort. How cold-hearted. I'm in a difficult situation and not a single one of you will help. It seems the relatives had something to say too. Abigail, did you ever help us when we were in trouble? Faced with that, Abigail was speechless. Apparently, she had never done such a thing. You even mocked us, let alone help. We have no intention of helping someone like that. It looked like the relatives held quite a grudge against Abigail too. I always thought her personality would make her many enemies, but I never imagined not a single relative would be on her side. It's ironic. Don't say that. I'll help you from now on. Just help me this once. Abigail tried to cling to the relatives, but everyone looked annoyed. Well, of course. Only asking for help when it suits you and crying while doing it, that's obviously annoying. Not a single voice said that they would help Abigail. Only those who pushed her away. Eventually, Abigail started lashing out unfairly at the whole family. What a bunch of jerks. I have been begging here. The least you could do is help me out. Really? Maybe if you had helped others before, you wouldn't be in this spot. This endless shifting of blame. She's probably spent her whole life acting this way. Finally, she started berating me again. Sophia, keep sending me money. Divorce, fine, but the money has to keep coming. What an unreasonable demand. There's no way I could agree to that. Hearing this, family members and even William spoke up.
That's way too much, even for you.
Stunned, Abigail responded. What? It's not my fault. Sophia is the one to blame. She kept repeating her claim. I'm amazed she can still say that after making everyone so angry. Soon, the atmosphere shifted towards kicking Abigail out. Cornered at the entrance, she protested. Wait, this is my house. Why should I be kicked out? Ignoring her, everyone pushed Abigail out of the door. You are a nuisance. Just go away already. With that, Abigail was finally out. Wait, please, help me. I was wrong. We could hear her cries from outside, but no one paid any attention. After that, we all enjoyed the rest of the evening with our relatives and William. By the time the gathering ended and everyone dispersed, Abigail was still crouched outside. Ignoring her, everyone went back to their own homes. We did too. True to my word, I stopped sending money to Abigail. She was left scraping by on just spousal benefits, eating nothing but beans every day. It's a valuable lesson for someone who's acted so unreasonably her whole life. As for William and me, we upgraded from our small apartment to a nicer one and continued to live happily.